Today, we dive into one of the most unexpected and controversial financial stories of the year. A story involving billions of dollars, a new national program, and two of the wealthiest philanthropists in America. This is the story of Michael and Susan Dell and their historic $6.25 billion donation to fund what are now called Trump accounts. Whether you support or criticize the initiative, this moment marks one of the largest private investments in American children in modern history. And the reactions across the country have been anything but quiet. So let's break down exactly what happened, how it works, why the Dells are doing this, and what it really means for millions of American kids. First, the headline. Michael and Susan Dell, known for their philanthropic work and for building one of the biggest tech empires in the world, announced that they will personally fund a massive $6.25 billion contribution. This money will go directly into investment accounts designed for children across the United States. These accounts are part of President Donald Trump's new One Big Beautiful Bill Act, which created what are now widely known as Trump accounts. Under the federal program, every eligible child born between January 2025 and December 2028 will receive $1,000 deposited by the U.S. Treasury. But the Dells noticed an important gap. Millions of children who are already alive today, especially those under age 10, would not benefit from the government's deposits simply because they were born before 2025. So the Dells stepped in. Their donation will provide a $250 deposit to at least 25 million of these kids, dramatically expanding the reach of the program. According to Invest America, this is one of the largest private contributions to children in U.S. history. To put that scale into perspective, imagine a program that simultaneously impacts more children than the populations of New York, Florida, and Illinois combined. That is what the Dells are trying to do. Now let's talk about what a Trump account actually is. These are tax-deferred investment accounts designed to help kids grow savings over time. Parents will be able to open them online starting July 4, 2026. Each account can receive up to $5,000 a year in private contributions and up to $2,500 from employers. The funds will be invested in mutual funds or index funds tied to benchmarks like the S&P 500. Essentially, these accounts are long-term financial tools meant to give kids a head start once they reach adulthood. The money will remain locked until each child turns 18. After that, the account will function like a traditional IRA. Funds can be used for education, a first home, or even to start a business. Supporters call it a generational opportunity. Critics say it complicates an already confusing system of savings options that includes 529 plans, Roth IRAs, and other financial tools that many families already struggle to understand. Some experts argue that if the federal government really wanted to simplify savings for American families, it would replace all of these specialized accounts with one universal system. But regardless of the debate, the fact remains, this initiative will put real dollars into the hands of millions of young Americans. So why are the Dells making this massive donation right now? The backstory is surprisingly personal. The idea originated with Brad Gerstner, CEO of Altimeter Capital and a friend of the Dells. In 2021, he founded the nonprofit Invest America to push for innovative saving solutions that help children build long-term financial stability. Michael Dell says he became inspired by the concept early on and even discussed it with the Biden administration, but the idea didn't move forward until he presented it directly to President Trump this year. During a White House event in June, Dell stood alongside several business leaders as Trump promoted the Trump Accounts initiative. Dell used that moment to express a belief he's repeated many times, that the smartest investment a society can make is in its children. He also revealed that he's already spoken with several billionaires and philanthropic organizations that may join the effort. If that happens, this could become one of the largest private funding movements for children in U.S. history. The donation will prioritize kids living in zip codes where the median income is under $150,000. According to Invest America, this means the initiative will touch families in roughly 75% of all zip codes in the country. In other words, the Dells are aiming their efforts at ordinary working families. And this is where the story becomes even more interesting. Think about what a $250 investment could become over time. If invested in an index fund and allowed to grow from childhood to adulthood, it could multiply significantly through compound interest. And even though $250 may not seem like a life-changing amount today, it could be the seed that inspires a child to think differently about money, education, or opportunity. This program is not about instant results. It's about long-term vision. As Susan Dell said, investing in children is investing in our nation's future. Her hope is that children will see value in saving and understand that their futures are worth planning for. Whether those futures involve college, home ownership, or entrepreneurship, the seed of opportunity begins with that initial deposit. But the reactions have been mixed. Some Americans applaud the generosity and view the Dell's donation as a historic act of national support. Others question the political messaging behind calling them Trump accounts. Some critics argue that tying children's financial futures to a political figure might create unnecessary division. Others are concerned that wealthy philanthropists might gain too much influence over national policy. But here's where I want to hear from you. What do you think about this? Do you see this as a powerful step toward helping millions of kids succeed? Or do you think programs like this need to be handled differently? I really want to know your opinion, so leave your thoughts in the comments. Every perspective matters in conversations like this. In the end, Michael and Susan Dell's $6.25 billion donation is a moment that forces the country to rethink how we support children's financial futures. Whether you see it as bold philanthropy, political strategy, or a bit of both, it's undeniable that millions of families will feel its impact. This is a story still unfolding, and as more philanthropists potentially join the movement, the real question becomes, could this be the beginning of a new era in how America invests in its children?